Hey everyone, it's Carolyn. I'm an empath and psychic, and in today's video we're going to be doing a pick-a-pile reading all on how you can connect with yourself and how you can really ground yourself so that you stay centered. And so I have 4 different cards for you to choose from today. I decided to go with the Hermit card because this represents introspection and it represents really connecting with ourselves. And so we have the Hermit card from Tarot in Space. We have the Wisdom card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. We have the Hermit card from the Prism Tarot, and then we have the Hermit card from the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. So take a moment and pause the video if you need to meditate, really connect with your higher self, with your spirit guides, and really see which pile you're being drawn to. You can always watch more than one pile if that's what you're being called to do. These are general readings, so they're meant for lots of people, so just take what resonates for you and leave the rest. If you want to get your own private readings, I do sell them. You can either message me on Facebook or you can check out my Etsy shop, and you can also follow me on other social media. I have a TikTok and Instagram account. Everything's going to be linked in the description box down below, and definitely make sure that you're subscribed and that you turn on your bell notifications so you see when I post my next video. I do more pick-a-pile readings like this, but I also post zodiac readings and collective readings along with education videos to help you all along with your spiritual journeys, and I also post tarot and oracle deck unboxings, and I post multiple times a week, so definitely make sure you turn on that bell notification so you see when I post my next video. And I'm also going to have other related videos linked in the cards above if you want to watch them after you watch your pile. And so with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start the readings. So those of you who chose the Hermit card from Tarot in Space, for your cards, we have the 2 of Lasers, we have the Ace of Lasers, and we have the 2 of Planets. So the first thing that I want to point out with your reading is that we have the number 2 here, and we have 2 times. And so number 2 is a number that is about balance, and it's also about like having things be equal and having that duality in your life. And so with you, I feel like the way that you can connect with yourself is by bringing back more balance, because right now I'm sensing that a lot of the things in your life, you're overthinking, but you're overthinking them on an emotional level. So what I mean by that, we have this 2 of Lasers here, and it's like your head and your heart is being torn. At least that's how I always view this card, because look at her eyes, she's so sad. Whereas here in this 2 card, she has these 2 options in front of her, and she doesn't really seem to like either of them. If you look at her eyes, it's more disgust for what she has. And so you have this just opposing energy, one that is like stuck and doesn't know what to do, and one that has multiple options and isn't satisfied with any. And so I feel like you are overthinking things on a sense where you are trying to use logic to fuel your emotions. And so it's like you're currently focusing on the what ifs or the things that truly don't matter instead of just making a decision. It's like right now you're stuck in this limbo where nothing is ever being done and you're not actually doing anything, and instead you're just looking at your options and feeling hopeless, feeling like there's no good way out of this. And I feel like what Spirit's telling you, like the way you can connect with yourself is to get out of your head. You have to make a change, because this situation you have now where you have the logic here with this Ace of Lasers, and then you have this war inside your head, it's not doing you any good. I really feel like what Spirit wants you to know is that you are able to connect with yourself by just being with yourself and just shutting up your mind and really just doing things. And so this doesn't even have to be like a big decision maker thing, because some of you, I feel like you might be stuck because you have so many things going on in your life. You have all these big decisions that you have to make and you don't even know how to make them. And what Spirit's trying to tell you, it's like you're not connected because you're overthinking it. It's like this whole task is so daunting to you that instead of making any decisions, you've just like shut down and you keep telling yourself that you're gonna make a decision but you haven't done anything yet, or you're making decisions but like you're purposely sabotaging yourself with those decisions because you don't want to actually listen to what your intuition is telling you to do, because it's like either you're not happy with it or you feel like it's not going to be what it truly is going to be. It's like you feel like it's going to be a disappointment, but it's like you haven't even given it a chance. And I feel like it's because right now you're going into things with all these biases and all these preconceived notions, and you're not actually giving anything a chance to prove you wrong or a chance to prove itself to you. Instead, you're already judging it before it's even begun. And so I have the Tarot in Space here. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some more cards for you, because I really get the sense that the way you connect with yourself is by letting go of your ego, letting go of what you think you know, and literally just accepting that we don't know everything, that you don't know everything, and that it's okay. Like you can go into things and not have like this bias. And so we got the Emperor and we have the Ace of Planets. So with this, We have another major arcana card because we have the Hermit card here. And so with this Emperor card, it's actually very funny because as I was explaining, the way that you are stuck right now and the way you're not connecting with yourself is because you have all these biases and you're not actually allowing yourself to learn anything. And with this Emperor here, the Emperor is always representing like another figure in our life, like someone who's going to teach us things. And so the funny thing about this Emperor is that he has all this knowledge, all this wisdom in his hand that he's offering to you. This is literally showing someone, giving you something, giving you insight, giving you knowledge, because this is a cross here. And so it's like however you depict a cross in your life, it's still another point of view. And so it's opening up your mind to another point of view. And so for you, the way that you can connect with yourself is one, getting more into spirituality. So this can be whatever you believe in, whatever you feel is right for you, really allowing yourself to like just learn something new about it, learn another part about yourself, but really allow yourself to be open to learning and allow yourself to be open to gaining wisdom through others, and know that right now, like you are not the one who has all the answers. And so the way you connect to yourself is not by just being with yourself and just letting yourself decide everything for you, because that's not actually changing your perspective. All that's doing for you personally is making you sit with yourself and your thoughts, and you just keep repeating the same thoughts over and over. And so it's not actually going to help you connect, because as we connect with ourselves, we have to be willing to be vulnerable. And I feel like right now you're not being vulnerable, and so you need a change in your perspective. You need an outside influence to help you see things in a new way or become vulnerable with yourself. And so with this Ace of Planets, this is about a new beginning. And some of you guys, the way that you can actually connect with yourself is by like looking into astrology, if that's something that's interesting to you. Looking into astrology, looking at your birth chart, understanding yourself through another perspective. So the thing about when we analyze our birth charts, we are seeing ourselves in a way that we never saw before. We're getting explanations for things that we never understood why we did them before. And so that can help you connect with yourself, and it can also help you connect with others, because maybe you don't know much about your friend or why you interact in a certain way. Maybe you're always getting into arguments, and then you go ahead and you look at your Mercury placements and maybe they're opposite one another, and that could explain it, and that would give you a new perspective and a new way to approach the situation. Another way that you can connect with yourself with this Ace of Planets is by actually going outside and grounding yourself, being with nature, being with the planet, being with Earth, and really allowing yourself to be connected in that way. And a third way that you could do is by connecting with the stars, with the moon, but not in like a birth chart type of way, but maybe you're someone where you're into space, where you want to learn about it, where it's intriguing to you. And so maybe that's another path that you can go down, where you are just learning about the things that you enjoy. And so for you, the way that you can really connect with yourself is by addressing like, hey, like no option is a bad option. Allowing yourself to get out of your comfort zone. Allow yourself to be pushed by others who believe in you and who are willing to help you. Maybe some of you, you're going to go back to school. That's where you meet this Emperor energy. Some of you, this could be someone who's already in your life. Maybe it's your spouse or a parent or a friend, but it's someone who has been trying to help you. Maybe they've been trying to get you to see things in another perspective, in another way. Maybe you've been more negative lately and they're trying to make you think more positively. Listen to what they have to say. Listen to the people in your life who are giving you advice, and then when you have time to be by yourself, you can think about what they said and you can actually absorb it. But the way that you can connect with yourself is actually by connecting more with knowledge and with understanding that you don't have everything and that you don't know everything, because that's the only way that you're gonna stop being stuck. Because it's very easy for us as humans to fall into a routine and be comfortable with that and just stay there. And so the way that you get past that is by pushing yourself past that. And I feel like you need these people in your life to actually get past that, because I think if you don't have people who are pushing you, if you don't have people that are trying to help you grow, you're not going to grow, because you're not going to know where to begin, because you don't know what you don't know. And so by trying to just sit with yourself, you're not going to gain any more knowledge that way. Yes, we all have insight and wisdom, and we can have breakthroughs on our own, but a lot of the times a breakthrough that we have is because we learned something new. It's because we heard something or we saw something, and then later on when we take that introspection, that's when all the pieces click together. But if you don't have those experiences where you are seeing things in a new way, you're never going to have a breakthrough. And so really the way that you can connect with yourself is by going out, meeting people, hanging out with people, people, interacting with yourself, interacting with the world. And by doing that, really changing your mind and really taking in information, you're going to be able to see that no option is a bad option, and you're also going to see how to change any negative situation into a positive situation. And so I really feel like by just like listening to others and seeing others and learning through them, you're going to be able to have these breakthroughs that you wouldn't have on your own. And so I really feel like the way for you to connect with yourself is to connect with others, connect with the world, connect with the earth, and really by connecting with everyone else, you connect with yourself. Because the thing about the collective is that we're all connected. And so if you are able to learn and change yourself where you're able to connect with others, you're going to be able to connect with yourself. And sometimes that's easier, because sometimes it's easier to be vulnerable with others than it is to be with your own self. Sometimes it's harder to admit things to ourselves. So I really feel like that's what you need to do right now, is just be open to things, be willing to have your perspective change, be willing to be challenged. And through that, by learning from others, you're going to be able to learn how to take a negative situation like here and change it into something that's better for you. And you're going to learn how to adapt and realize even if you got to make a hard choice every once in a while, it typically gets something better in return. So even though you're sacrificing something right now, everything always balances out. That's why you have the 2 twos. Everything's gonna come back and be the way it was meant to be. And so even if it's a hard time right now, even if it's a hard choice right now, by having faith in yourself and having faith that things work out, you're gonna be able to get better things later on, after this period of hardship is over. And so I really hope that this reading resonates for you. If it did, let me know in the YouTube comments down below, and also give this video a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. I would love to have you a part of this family, and also turn that bell notification so you see when I post my next video. I'm sending you all so much love and light on your own spiritual journeys, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye. So those of you who chose the wisdom card from Dreams of Gaia, for your cards you have the 6 of water and you have death/rebirth. So what I'm sensing with this, the way that you can connect with yourself is by receiving from the universe and allowing change to happen. And so what I mean by receiving is that you have really good manifestation abilities, and with this wisdom card, the fact that you were drawn to it tells me that you are actually someone where you are very wise, you are very smart, and you are very connected with the universe. I feel like you are a very old soul, or you are someone where you are just like naturally spiritual or naturally gifted. I feel like you have psychic abilities whether you know it or not. And I feel like manifestation is a big one for you. And I feel a lot of times it's very easy for you to manifest things that you don't care about, but when it comes to manifesting the things you want, you struggle with it. And it's because you have all this wisdom in you, but you don't know how to properly use it. And so that's why you're being told, if you want to connect with yourself, it's not a matter of like connecting with who you are and understanding who you are. Because I feel like for the most part, you understand that. You have a sense of who you are. You have a very strong identity because you have lived so many lives. So I feel like that isn't the issue. I think the actual issue is when you are trying to put everything you feel inside to use. I think you have a hard time actually being able to connect with yourself where you feel connected. It feels like there's some sort of distance, or you feel like there's a block constantly. And I feel like you know there's a block, and you might know what the block is, but you don't know how to solve it. You don't know how to get rid of it. It's like everything practical, you know how to get rid of it. But when it comes to actually feeling yourself connect more, that's where you're blocked. And that's where you just have to rely on your spirit guides, your spirit team, and your higher self. You have to start asking the things from the universe. I recently saw a social media post that said to manifest with the world and to ask the world and the universe for things like you do with Siri. Instead of having doubts or fears or, oh, it's never gonna happen. The same way you would ask Siri something and she would have a response for you, that's the way you have to ask the universe for things, is expect an answer, expect something to happen as a result of it. Even if the universe is like, yo, I can't tell you, or even if the universe is like, you're not meant to know, that's still an answer. When you ask Siri something that she doesn't know or that she can't do, she tells you, but you still get that answer. It's still clear and it's still concise. That's what you need to do. You need to ask the universe for things and get an answer back in return. And so you really have to connect with the universe and with yourself in a way where you are aware of messages and you are aware of signs from the universe. Because if you ask for a message and then you put a blindfold on and you plug your ears, you're never going to see it. So the way that you can connect with yourself is open up your awareness and be on the lookout for more signs. And then with this death/rebirth card, this is just talking about your overall growth. I feel like when you doubt things or when you get in your own head, when you need to connect, it's very important to reflect on your past and reflect on the ways that things have changed and the way that things have gone, because that's really going to open up your perspective and recenter you. Whenever, especially if you're getting discouraged about the future or about how things are going out, remember where you came from. I also keep getting the sense, because you have lived so many past lives, past life readings or doing research into things that intrigue you that you could have potentially had in a past life, that's going to do you so good, because I think there's knowledge that comes from learning about yourself, and learning about the past versions of yourselves. And I feel like by doing that, you're going to connect with yourself, because now you're connecting with your soul. You're not connecting with who you are now, you're connecting to who you are everywhere. And especially, I feel like some of you've been wanting to do like more past life work, or some of you, I feel like you could want to get your own tarot deck. You could want to do past life readings for yourself, and I feel like Spirit really encourages you to do that. I think also if you are into divination of any sorts, look into it, because I really feel like Spirit's saying that's how you're going to connect with yourself, because that's going to make you feel like you are actually doing something where you are able to like get past this block, where you are able to connect with source and with creator and with the universe in a way where you don't have any limits. I also feel like another thing for you to do is to be creative. So this could be just getting ready in the morning with your wardrobe, your fashion, your hair, your makeup, whatever. Just create is what I'm hearing for you. It doesn't matter what type of creating. It doesn't matter if it's something that you're just gonna see and you're gonna keep private, or if you're gonna post it online for others to see, or you're gonna share it or sell it or whatever. Just do something that creates for yourself. You're gonna connect to yourself through that process, because that's gonna ground you and that's gonna really keep you focused. And I feel like it's gonna be a way for you to break free of this block without even realizing it, because a lot of times we can't put things into words and we can't overthink them, because it just makes us stuck even more. But when we create, when we're not thinking, when we're not using our minds and we're just getting things out, we're able to release things that we didn't even know we were holding on to. And so I feel like just creating, just getting things out, getting your energy out in a way that's productive for you is really going to help you connect with yourself. So really, I feel like overall for you, it's about being direct with the universe, receiving things and being aware of things, but also having some sort of hobby, some sort of interest that is able to help you channel your energy, you know, whether that's divination or creating something, whatever it is for you. Definitely just have something in your spare time that really helps you feel happy and just connects you with yourself. Even if it doesn't seem like it's revolutionary, sometimes just spending 5 minutes a day and making yourself happy is enough to connect with yourself and to release anything that you've been holding on to that you need to release. And so I feel like just by making those small changes, you're going to get a better connection with yourself. So I really hope that this resonates for you. If it did, let me know in the YouTube comments down below. Also give this video a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. I would love to have you a part of this family. And don't forget to turn on that bell notification so you see when I post my next video. I'm sending you all so much love and light on your own spiritual journeys, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye. So those of you who chose the Hermit card from the Prism Tarot, for your cards, you have the Moon, you have the Devil, and the Queen of Swords. So what I'm sensing for you, the way that you can connect with yourself is through your emotions, because the moon represents our emotions, but it also represents our shadow attributes. So this is about looking at the darkness in your life, looking at the negative things in your life. Not so much external things, but looking at the negatives within yourself. The things that you try and hide about yourself, the things that you don't like about yourself. Really look at them, connect with yourself, and see why you do the things you do or why you don't like these things. And really try and see if there's a way to heal yourself where you're able to understand how these things are actually not bad, or if these are actual like negative patterns in your life, things that you need to stop, you are able to break free from them. But really by being aware of yourself and of your actions, of the things that you do, or of the things that are subconscious with you, just by becoming more aware of who you are on a complete level will help you connect with yourself. Because I feel like there's things that you're running from, things that you're not trying to address, and I feel like that is what you need to address in order to fully be connected with yourself. Because if you connect with yourself only 25% of the way, then you actually really don't know who you are, and you're really not connected with yourself. So really the way that you connect with yourself is by facing yourself, facing your inner truths, admitting things and accepting them. Because this Queen of Swords energy here, this is an energy of a runner, this is an energy of independence, but sometimes being cold and callous and not looking at things. Kind of like Elsa from Frozen. If we look at her story, she is someone where she is running from who she is. She's running from accepting who she really really is. And then once she accepts herself, she's able to actually connect with herself, and she's able to have control over her powers. And so if we take that story and we make it apply to you, right now you have things that you're not ready to face, you have things that you are not wanting to face. But the only way that you can truly connect with yourself is by facing them and dealing with these emotions and allowing yourself to go through the process of facing this and accepting it and healing from it. Because we can't heal from things if we're not accepting them. If we aren't paying attention to them, we can't accept them. And I'm checking now, in the back of the deck energy for you is the Seven of Wands. And so this is an energy where you have to defend yourself. This is an energy where you have to protect yourself. And so the way that you connect with yourself is by accepting yourself, loving yourself completely as you are, healing anything that you need to heal and addressing the things that you need to address, and then protecting yourself, having your own back, where you have processed these emotions and now you are your number one cheerleader. The way that you can connect with yourself is by being proud of who you are and owning it, and not hiding yourself away from others. Because the first thing in order to connect with yourself is you fully accepting yourself, you fully loving yourself, breaking these negative patterns where you are ignoring who you are. But then you have to be proud of yourself, where you're proud enough to say, I don't care who likes me, I don't care who doesn't like me, I'm just being authentic to myself. And so by becoming authentic, by becoming true to who you are, that's how you're going to be able to connect with yourself. And also something I want to point out about the Hermit card that you chose. I think it's so fitting that you chose the Prism Tarot for this, because this Hermit card to me always looks like the hermit's in a womb. And so literally you are going back, you are healing yourself, and you are growing as a result of that. You're growing mentally, where you are evolving into the person that you are meant to be. You are becoming authentic. And it's almost like a change of like a caterpillar, where you go into this cocoon and then you emerge a butterfly, where you accept yourself. And so that is so fitting that you chose this Hermit card, because it's literally representing what you are doing in order to connect with yourself, in order to be who you're truly meant to be. And so for this, I would say if you are someone where you're interested in journaling, that would really help you, or if you're someone who's interested in shadow work, because this is really going to be a time where you need to connect with yourself, and you need to have some way to catalog the things that you are learning about yourself, so that you're not forgetting them. Because if you forget them, you're going to allow yourself to ignore them. So if you're keeping some sort of record, even some of you, if you decide that you need to go to therapy, if you need to get someone to help you along this process, that would be good for you, because it would help you connect with yourself, but also have someone there who can help you along the way with the work if it seems like it's going to be too daunting for you to do on your own. But if you are doing it on your own, definitely keep some sort of record. Definitely keep track of the breakthroughs that you have, and the things that you are acknowledging about yourself, so that you can really look back, one, as a way to show yourself how much you have grown, but also as a way to keep yourself accountable where these patterns don't pick up again. And definitely make sure that you are giving yourself more time to take care of yourself and give yourself self-love and self-care. Really take time for yourself. This way you are able to treat yourself better and love yourself better, because I feel like a lot of you might be dealing with some low self-esteem based on the way that people have treated you or the way you've been treating yourself. And so now you need to take all that and you need to change that. You need to make changes inwardly with yourself, so that you can fully connect with yourself, so you can fully love yourself. But also part of that might be ending certain relationships or cutting people out of your life if they're going to be toxic, if they're going to keep tearing you down. Because right now, by connecting with yourself, you're trying to build yourself back up, and you're trying to really heal yourself, so that you were able to have better balance with your emotions, where you aren't doing things based on what society tells you, where you're not allowing others' judgments to really fuel you and warp your perception of yourself. Because I feel like what your spirit guides really want you to know is that you are lovable, and that there's so many good things about yourself, but you're not looking them because you're trying to run from who you are. And that's actually creating a lot of challenges in your life that you don't need. You really need to just embrace who you are and stop running. It's not worth it, and you're only going to lose yourself. And you really need to start finding yourself again. You need to start embracing yourself, and by doing that, by actually accepting who you are, you're gonna have better people in your life. Because right now you might have people in your life, but they are not good for you. They're not really uplifting you or supporting you how you need people to. And even though it might be painful to let them go, to accept that, you're gonna get better people in your life who are actually gonna be supporting you, who you actually need in your life. And so the way that you can connect with yourself is just by really evaluating your life, looking at everything, looking looking at yourself, looking at the people and the places and things that you interact with, and really making changes that are bettering yourself and bettering how you treat yourself, and not settling for less, not allowing others to tear you down anymore, and really just accepting who you truly are. And by doing that, you're going to connect with who you're meant to be. And so with all that being said, I'm sending you all so much love and light right now. You just deserve the world. And so I really hope that you were able to take this message and start to make better changes in your life, that you can fully accept who you are. If this did resonate, let me know in the YouTube comments down below. Also give this video a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. I would love to have you a part of this family. Also turn that bell notification so you see when I post my next video. I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye. So those of you who chose the Hermit card from the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, for your cards, you have the Death card, the Sun card, and Ace of Pentacles. So overall, what I'm sensing from these cards is that the way that you can connect with yourself is by accepting that there's not always going to be a good thing to everything, or that not every situation is going to be automatically good. You can get good later on, but the current situation might not be a good one. It might be needed, it might be what you have to do, but it doesn't mean that it's good. And so by connecting with yourself, you can realize that a situation is not ideal, or a situation is harder than it needs to be. With this Death card here, Death is a card that a lot of people fear. It brings a lot of fear and just scary energy, nervous energy with it. But the thing is, the Death card is not something to be feared, because it's not talking about literal death. It's saying you can connect with yourself by allowing yourself to let things go, by allowing yourself to let go of things that don't serve you, of people that don't serve you, of situations that don't serve you. And so the way you connect with yourself with this Death card is by shedding your ego, letting go of your ego, and just being with yourself. And with the Sun card here, this really represents that sometimes the process of connecting with yourselves, the process of letting things go, is not an easy process, but it's one that's needed. And the things that we need and what we want don't always line up, and that's okay. Because even though the process itself might not be ideal, it might not be something we want to do, the end result is going to be better for us. The end result is what we're going to actually need. And so for you to connect with yourself, I feel like this is saying there's going to be a lot of work inwardly that you have to do. Maybe you've been ignoring it for a while, and maybe it's not work that you want to do. Maybe this self-reflection and this time where you're connecting with yourself is not going to be fun. It's not going to be entertaining, but the end result is going to allow you to be a lot more productive and a lot more efficient with your life and the way that you hold yourself. Another thing to keep note of when you connect with yourself, I feel like a lot of your fears are things you actually don't have to be fearful of. A lot of the times we try and put things off, or we resist them because we build them up to be so difficult in our head that by the time we actually get around to doing it, we're like, that didn't take as long as I thought it would, or that wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be, or wow, that actually didn't hurt me as much as I thought it would. And that idea is more scary than the actual thing. And so once we do it, once we rip that band-aid, it actually becomes a lot easier. And so I feel like with connecting with yourself, it's actually allowing yourself to fully connect. I feel like lately, if you have been doing meditations or you've been trying to connect, you haven't been doing it fully. It's like you start meditating, and then before you even start, it's like maybe 5 minutes into it, you're like, oh, this is too difficult, I'm not doing it right now. Or this is stupid, it's not worth it, it makes no sense. Or when you're doing something for your own enjoyment, for something that you need to do, I feel like you end up cutting it short. It's like you don't follow it through, you're not finishing things. And so the way that you can connect is by forcing yourself to stick things out. Not forcing yourself to stick things out that are actually going to be things that you shouldn't be doing, but the things that you need to do, that your intuition is saying, hey, get back on track with this, you need to do it. Some of you have commitments to things. You have to make sure that you are prioritizing your time where you're actually doing the things you need to do. Even if they're not fun, even if they're not entertaining, you need that end result. It's meant for you to do this. And so I feel like that's how you can connect with yourself, is forcing yourself to stick your commitments out and forcing yourself to actually do what you said you would. But I'm also getting this other message with this Sun card. This might not be for all of you, just take it how it resonates. I feel like you need to laugh at yourself. I feel like the way you can connect with yourself is by laughing at yourself. And I think a lot of you, it's about laughing at your fears and actually seeing that, like, these fears that you built up in your head, when you actually overcome them, when you actually face your fears, you're gonna be like, I thought that was scary. I thought this was intimidating. It was so easy. I feel like you are underestimating yourself. You're underestimating your own powers and your own abilities. And I feel like that's what your spirit team is like when you connect with yourself, when you are fully connected with who you are. you're gonna realize this was nothing to be afraid of. This was nothing to allow to intimidate you and run from. I feel like a lot of you're afraid of the unknown. And so when you connect with yourself, you're afraid of maybe darkness in you or things that you are not ready to accept. But the thing is, there's light and darkness in all of us, and we need that duality. Without darkness, we wouldn't have the light. And so without the death, we wouldn't have the sun, because this is a darker energy, this is a lighter energy. But it's like without the two of them, we wouldn't know one from the other. And so what I'm being told from your spirit team is that the way you can connect with yourself is by embracing every side of you, embracing the good, embracing the bad, embracing the things that you need to change in the in-between. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of what makes everyone human. And so trying to deny parts of yourself instead of allowing yourself to heal them or use them in a productive way, that's what's hindering you, because we all have different facets of ourselves. And so if we're not channeling something in a proper way, that can be an issue. But just because we have these aspects about ourselves doesn't mean that they're bad. We all feel angry, we all feel sad, we all feel these negative emotions, but you can't run from them. And I feel like right now you're trying to run from them, or you're trying to run from situations in your life. And so when you connect with yourself, you have to face these. You have to face these emotions in order to have the sun and to have that positivity. And another thing I'm being told is, like, with this death card, with these negative emotions, it's like you're gonna cry. But when you cry, that's why you have the sun, because the sun evaporates things. And so, like, I'm getting a metaphor for like literal tears that are gonna be evaporated from you. And so it's like when the sun comes out, it evaporates the water, but it also illuminates everything. And so when the sun comes out after this period of negative emotions or dealing with things and being introspective in a way where you're not fully wanting to be, by pushing through that, you're gonna get the sun that is illuminating everything and also making that negative emotion disappear. And not disappear where they'll never come back, but disappearing in the sense where they're not controlling you and you don't have to carry it anymore. You were able to release it as a result of this. I also feel like when you connect with yourself, your throat chakra might be blocked, and I feel like as you use your throat chakra more and as you focus on it, especially if you are doing meditations, focusing on your throat chakra will help you become more true to yourself, because you're gonna start saying what's on your mind. You're gonna start speaking things into existence. It's gonna help you connect with yourself the more that you use your throat chakra. And then with this Ace of Pentacles, this is really about like building things. When you connect with yourself, you're gonna have different areas of your life that when you have breakthroughs for them, some things you're gonna be building up, and other things it's gonna be like a tower moment where you have to tear it down and start over. But no matter what, as you connect with yourself, you're gonna start having more and more breakthroughs, and these breakthroughs are gonna help you start a new beginnings, become more authentic, and change your life in a way that's more true to who you are, and change your life in a way that's better for you. And so I really feel like as you connect with yourself, it's gonna be very important to ground yourself, and it's gonna be very important for you to stay focused on your goals and your aspirations, because that's where you're actually headed. The more work that you do inwardly, you are able to manifest that outwardly. And the reason for that is that a lot of times our internal mind reflects our external world, and vice versa. They can influence one another, but a lot of times if our life is very chaotic, our mind is also chaotic. And if we can't control those external forces, we can control our internal mind. We can change the way that we view things, we can change the way that we approach things. And you will see as a result, once you become calmer on the inside and once you have a plan and a strategy, you're going to be able to implement that externally. Even if you can't solve everything, you're going to be able to have a clearer understanding where you can approach situations more strategically. And so I really feel like as you connect with yourself, it's really going to be a time where you are becoming more efficient, you're becoming more productive, you are allowing yourself to see the rewards for sticking things out, for pushing through them, and seeing the benefit of that. And I feel like you're also going to end up strengthening your solar plexus chakra, and by doing that, I really feel like you're going to be able to bring more things into your life, and you're going to be able to have more willpower and determination, where you're going to be able to set your sights on a goal and bring it into your life and actually be able to manifest it. And so I really feel like by connecting with yourself, by working on yourself and doing this inward reflection, you're actually going to be changing your external life quite a bit. And so I really feel like the best thing for you to do right now is just to focus on yourself yourself, focus on trying to do meditations, focus on trying to be with yourself, even if it's just 5 minutes a day at first, really focusing on something inwardly that you can control and sticking it out and finishing it, and setting internal goals is really going to help you connect with yourself and really become more productive overall, especially if you've been in a slump lately. If you've been in a slump, I feel like this connection with yourself, this time every day, no matter how long it is really going to help put things into perspective for you, where you're going to become more efficient with things. And so I really feel like this connection is something that you need to do, and it's also really going to change a whole lot about your life. I feel like those of you who chose this pile, this is definitely a pile where you are needing to connect with yourself. So it's not even a matter of like how, it's a matter that you were definitely meant to watch this video to make sure that you do it, because that's the first thing. I feel like sometimes you run from things, you try and ignore things that you're being told or things that spirit is trying to show you, and I feel like this is supposed to be confirmation for you to realize like, hey, you need to do this. Spirit's calling you out right now. They're not letting you run from this. They're not letting you deny it anymore, and so you really need to connect with yourself. You need to have that accountability and that awareness where you're able to push through things so you reach that finish line, so that you're actually able to see how much power you have, because you really are underestimating yourself a lot, and there's no need to, because you're perfectly capable of it. And our minds can be our worst enemy sometimes, and I feel like that's truly the case for you. Your mind is telling you you can't do it, but everything else is saying you can, and you really just need to start believing in yourself more and understand that you are so much more capable than you give yourself credit for. And so I'm sending you all so much love and light at this time. I really hope that this resonates for you. If it did, let me know in the YouTube comments down below. Also give this video a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. I would love to have you a part of this family. Also turn on that bell notification so you see when I post my next video, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye.